Hey, oops. I'm a few seconds late. Hold on. There we go. Hi. Ooh. It's just me. Until Mao comes up the stairs. Then she'll be here too. Truly, it is a good, blessed morning. It was from Aldo's. Found this on the alert list and couldn't remember what it was, so now we're going to find out together. The year of the shrimp.
Did you set this down?
I mean, it is 2022. That much is still true. So, like, that makes sense. Also, have you had your shrimp lately? Make sure you have your shrimp. If you don't have your shrimp...
You just have all sorts of stuff. I missed one day. And you put all sorts of stuff on my side.
That stuff has been there for days.
Hasn't been there since Thursday.
That was a week ago.
I missed one day.
You missed breakfast stream.
I know. I had an eye appointment.
You missed breakfast stream.
I had to get a new prescription.
So guess what? Now I have a better... Actually, I think I've always had a better attendance. Because there were some breakfast streams we did in Atlanta with, like, TRG that you weren't there for.
I was not there.
That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, morning. How weird is this? Is that weird? It's just nothing. I mean, there's some stuff up here. Poggies up here. But, like, there's nothing on the shelf. Wild. How strange. Bardic Puppy says, catching one live for the first time. One of the last ones we'll ever do here. Not the last one, but one of the last ones. One of the last ones. It is very strange to have that. What is this? Oh, that is adorable. My dad works on various paintings, and sometimes when he's working on a painting, and he's got it, you know, most of the way there, but he's not entirely done with it. Sometimes he'll take a picture and he'll send it to us, and he'll be like, "What do you think?" So that was an upcoming. Steve painted this painting. It's great. It's very cute.
Someone asked how my eye appointment went.
Coffee!
It went really good.
How are your eyes?
The same.
I guess that's the best you could
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Or they could be like, man, your eyes are better. Your prescription is receding. But actually, that'd be worse because you'd have to get new stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The only way it could be better is if they're like, take off your glasses. You can just see now. Like, that would be a pretty good eye appointment. But unless your optometrist is like, Jesus, I don't think that
No.
typically
We chatted,
happens.
though. It was nice.
No, that's good.
We chatted about you and what you had going on with your stomach and...
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah,
We talked about my surgery.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's been over a year since I saw her.
Oh, yeah! Yeah. It was good.
It was good.
You were like, before, I was in pain. Now, I'm not. Well, good. Tom's is right. Let me read.
It was more like a chat and less like an appointment. I really like her.
Are you... What? But it was an appointment.
Yeah.
Okay. So we shouldn't be paying an optometrist for chatting.
No.
That's what therapy is for. Where was I? Let me read some of these things. I think it's Brioni. Brioni Joy 383 gifted a sub to Henio5. 42 months from Now the Masochist. We got 18 months at tier 2 from Radio Dread. 20 months from Cog9. 26 months from Summer Essentia. 36 months from Big O26 Shen. Little toast groove for you at 3 years. 33 months from Mr. Game Boy. 31 months from Gonzo Tinkerman. We got 300 bits from Radio Dredge. Says, because I had to get an eye test the other day for new glasses for the first time in 6 years, here's a bad joke. How many optometrists does it take to screw in a light bulb? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1. I like that. 22 months from DJ Moore 15, 19 months from Kimikawa, 45 months from Squid Baconator, 35 months from Destiny Light, 22 months from Char197, 27 months from Adrian Cal, 22 from Antihero Sora, 39 from Harm NTG, 13 from Noir X Kitty, 4 months from Hunting Rangers 123, and 4 months from It's Dark Man 64. 300 bits from Shade Durgan 97 says, first time watching Breakfast Stream live since it starts at 6 a.m. my time, and I usually don't get up until 10 a.m. at the earliest. Well, welcome. It's true. We don't get a whole lot of West Coasters, but if you ever have a slightly restless night on a Tuesday or Thursday, you always know that you can get that. You know, you can either get up and watch it on a TV, or you're in bed and you're like, oh god, and then you just grab the phone and you're like, all right. Even if it's a sleep aid, that's fine too. Like, even if you shouldn't be getting up until 10, you're like, Sometimes if you occupy your mind for a little bit, then you'll finally be like, all right, I can sleep again. So you watch a little bit of this show and be like, all right.
Sometimes I find if I get up and go get a drink, and then I can go back to bed.
Yeah. I think for
That helps me.
It's like I got up. I don't know if I necessarily have to get a drink, but I'll get up, might go to the bathroom, might get a drink, I don't know, but just the act of getting out of the bed for a minute sometimes helps.
Yeah, it's like a reset.
Yeah. Although, in the event, if I ever woke up and I was hot, that's why I woke up, I'm usually doomed. If I woke up and I was hot, I get out of bed and I walk around and I'm like, and then getting back in bed, I'm like, it's still hot.
There's 3 blankets on our bed. Just take 2 of them off.
Yeah, well, this is, it's an ideology. It's like once you're too warm, you can't. There's no you can't be helped.
I don't have a problem.
Oh. Good.
I just throw off some of the blankets and then I roll over and fall asleep, and then I wake up an hour later freezing. And then I put on some of the blankets and wonder if you set the air right.
My fault.
You always do the air.
And I always do it right.
Sometimes it's just
always
hot.
do it right. I don't know. Lately, if I wake up, I usually don't go back to sleep. I usually don't. Even if I try some of my tricks, they haven't been seeming to work. So there's been a few days where I've just been up pretty early, and then it's fine. I just get started on things earlier, or I sit there and read something.
Did you know our new thermostat has schedule functions?
Yeah.
So now we don't have to be like, no, you get out of bed and turn the air up in the winter.
Yeah, the house is very nice. The folks who owned it took care of it.
Yeah, they did.
The house.
It seems like they really loved the place.
Yeah, the house, the new place is older than this place, but it's nicer and was more well kept than this place, or well built, I should say. More well built
That too.
because this place is not that old and has signs of like problems, and the new place is older and is better. One of my favorite things in this,
It's also all been recently renovated.
yeah,
The floors are all new. It's been
Mm-hmm.
painted. The built-ins and the kitchen cabinets were all like a dark wood. Not like this dark, but like a deep walnut maybe, kind of cherry looking.
if anyone is unaware of the fact that we're moving, the most recent vlog, I think, the June 1st vlog, go check it out. It's a tour of the new place. It is a new place in a new area. We're excited about it.
I totally agree, Penguin Frog. It does have renovation steel
It is
gray
very
paint.
gray.
It is very gray.
It's very gray, and like that's fine. It's fine. I mean, whatever. We're not gonna paint it. That's too much effort. So I'm just like, all right, it's gray. It's just gonna be gray.
Mm-hmm.
I'm most excited about the fact that both the bottom and top floors are centrally cooled. And I mean, so is this one, right? Like, this room is. It's just done in a they did a bad job. They did a really, really bad job. But I'm excited that the new place is cool in both the top and the bottom. And I don't have to run a unit out the window to make sure that the upstairs stays cool. It's so frustrating. That thing is so...
Yeah.
Like, it's worked. I'm glad that it's worked. But the fact that I had to have it at all is frustrating. It's fine. It's fun. Yes. And as Jam says, a full ceiling. Because the walls...
Yeah, these walls, once, like, right here, they, like, jut in and come up to a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It follows the roof line. Which
So.
is probably part of the problem, right? Because there's probably not a whole insulation there. Because
Maybe.
it's so close to the roof. And then also it's above the garage. And there's probably not a whole lot of insulation there. Because the garage gets hot.
Yeah.
When it's, supposed to be in the hundreds with heat index today. So, yeah, this room.
The heat wave is happening all across the U.S. though, right? Like, there's a lot of places experiencing
Definitely
heat.
from, like, Mississippi east, because, like, it's hot where Carly is and where my dad is. He's in Wisconsin right now. Indiana, yeah. I was talking to Chaz about that.
Just Camden asked if we were going to continue using the short shelves. No. I got them specifically for this place. And my philosophy is that these things take up... It's hard to believe, but these things take up basically the same footprint as a full-size Billy. The IKEA Billy bookcase. So, like, if I use one of these instead of using a Billy, I'm losing out on holding a ton of stuff. So I'm actually I'm giving them away to friends. I actually asked our local friend group if folks wanted them, and actually I was surprised. Actually, pretty quickly, a lot of people were like, "Yeah, we want them." So Michael's gonna get some. Dan wants one. Some other folks want them, so I'm just they weren't terribly expensive. Whenever I bought them, I was looking for like the cheapest thing I could find, and they're not the highest quality stuff for sure, but for the space that we had, this was the best that we could do. So I'm gonna try to get those out of here soon, pretty soon, and then if we need more space in the new place, I'll probably buy more billies, because billies are actually pretty... They're pretty cheap. I think a billy is like...
I don't know.
$80 or $90, I think. It might be a little more. I haven't priced them in a long time, but like considering that they will hold double stacked, they'll hold like 800 video games. That's an exceptionally good deal. Like if you're thinking about it just in the terms of like price per hold game, billies are still you know, the way to go. And Jam says you plan to shelf all the games, right? Yes. Yeah, that's the hope. Here's the one thing that we have to remember, right? We have 5 billies, and they'll hold, you know, disc-based games. They'll hold 800 times 5. That's what's that? 4,000. They'll hold 4,000 games. I think we have more than 4,000 games, but then also those are like DVD case games. So some of the stuff we have is in wider games, like Genesis games are wider. The cases that we use for N64 and Super Nintendo and stuff like that, those are wider. So like we don't have enough shelves. So, you know, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. Oh, $69 per bill. Snap!
We don't remember how many shelves we need, though. So we should set some up before we take an IKEA trip. Or
Yeah. We'll figure it out. I don't know.
I do wish there was an IKEA closer, but it's still Charlotte. But it is closer than it used to be.
Yeah. Although, depending on like what we need and what'll fit in the car, it may still be cheaper to just have it shipped.
Well, I think we should take a drive and take a look, and then just order.
Okay.
I didn't look at how far Richmond was. Richmond has one. That might be fun. Go to a new city.
I mean, I've been to Richmond, so how far is
Here, give me your phone.
Richmond from Raleigh?
Mine's downstairs because I didn't have pockets. You eat your toast.
Just ask the thing. How far is it from Raleigh to Richmond? Why did you think the first word I said was Bing?
I want to use Bing on
It
my
was
Apple
using
phone.
Bing. It was like Bing. How far is? I was like, there is never in my life.
Just give it here.
No, I got this. Hold on, I'm gonna do it. Let me show you. How far is it from Raleigh to Richmond? 170 miles.
Okay, well, how far is it between Raleigh and Charlotte?
How far is it between Raleigh and Charlotte? It's gonna be less. Okay, technically I'm right. 168.
Ooh.
2. It's 2. You read alerts.
Yeah, I can read alerts. We have 19 months from Safrina. 300 bits from Item Crafting Live. So I take it with donating for a song with the classic pull a random game to sing about would go poorly right now.
I mean...
We got a box, Earthbound, but there's no game in it.
Yeah, Chaz's
That's-
childhood Earthbound box is here, and that is it.
That is it.
Tropicana Crunch is not a video
I
game,
can
but
see
I have...
Danganronpa. That's it.
Oh, I can see a Game Boy Advance copy of Rayman 3.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
There's other Game Boy Advance games thrown in that drawer, but I that's the only one I can see. So yeah, not very many
Games right now. Yeah.
that really is
That
it.
is really it.
I think I have some loose Wii U games on a shelf. Yeah, there's not very many things.
We have 6 months from Sharkette 126. 36 months. Ooh, 36 months from King 10 months from Maxarin, 4 months from Knight XE, 12 months from the Vitaroo.
A poll has begun. What's the best video game?
What is this poll?
That's beautiful. So beautiful. Skits got gifted a sub to Mr. Zip19. 300 bits from Arpika. All the new space will be great for when you start collecting PS2.
I think I found Roland's alt account.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say.
So, I mean, the one good thing, if you want to call it a good thing, the one good thing about being basically done with Wii is that
The poll has ended. The winner is Tropicana Crunch.
of course it is. The one good thing about having, basically finished Wii is that we don't have any immediate plans on finishing additional libraries.
Yeah.
I mean, Wii U, but, there's not that many left. So, that being considered, it's like, well, hopefully we won't need a ton more shelves. Probably.
Yep.
Hopefully. Looks like Roland is here this morning.
Good morning, Roland.
Give the people what they want. PS2. Roland. Listen. It's... there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. And video games have become very expensive.
It's Mute City, but everything's silk. What will yawning Captain Olimar do?
It's from Leaf. Pretty rad. Can you tell us more about the hit game Tropicana Crunch? There's more to this game than I thought. It's Mute City, but everything's silk. What will yawning Captain Olimar do? I didn't know that took place in Tropicana Crunch. Silk City. What will yawning Captain... He's so tired. He's so tired because he hasn't had his Tropicana Crunch yet.
That'll wake you up.
It will. For all the wrong reasons. It absolutely will. I didn't know the plot of Tropicana Crunch. I'm so glad that we've learned a little bit. We get 27 months from Charlemagne 25, 29 months from Akira Dre. 300 bits and Platinum Pikachu says, today I've been looking back at some recent streams to find stuff to suggest to fan favorites. Honestly, there's been so much wild stuff this year that the breakfast stream fan favorites could be a 2-hour video. That wouldn't be so bad. It's also a reminder that we actually don't have the 2021 out yet.
Yeah.
We will. We will. Just give it a little time.
Hi, Kippy.
Because we got 2021 fan favorites out, but we didn't get 2021 breakfast stream moments out. But we will. That's a good motion, just to let people know. Don't worry about it. It's fine. 30 bits from Arpika says, for the record, I am not actually Roland. My life is much more boring than that. The real Roland is also here this morning. And he would probably argue that his life is boring. I can hear him saying that. But you know what?
Oh boy!
He's wrong.
A land made of milk and honey.
Everyone's life has got some action to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that action is driving a box truck.
Hi, sweetheart. We had someone stop in for something the other day that had never met Kepler before, and she just loved Kepler.
To be fair, most people upon meeting Kepler do love Kepler. But she was it was funny. She came in and she's like, "Oh, you have a kitty?" And we're like, "Yeah, his name's Kepler." So then, he comes out and Mao immediately is like, he can do tricks. sit.
You normally don't see a cat who can do tricks.
So Kep sits, and the woman is very impressed and amused by this. And the mouse like, shake. Of course, Kepler shakes.
He did a good shake,
And
too.
he did-
He
yeah, he
doesn't
was-
always do a great shake. He was a good boy.
So he was very cute and very well behaved, and the lady was like, this cat is incredible. You should put this cat on TikTok. And I said nothing. I was like, yeah. And I just stared into the abyss.
You want to be on TikTok?
It was a very funny moment to me. Also, it is the other part of that phrase that is just very strange for me is that TikTok is now like the de facto I want to watch a video thing.
Yeah.
Because this woman was probably in her 50s or 60s?
60s.
60s? She's probably in her 60s. So like the fact that that's the platform that she went to first, I'm like that it's like a thing is like the world's changing. The world's changing. It's fine. It's totally fine. Anyway, where were we? 31 months from Howie Sona Snacks. And 300 bits from Basunas, who says, good vibes on the moving journey. Lindsay may have already told you this, but now there's no excuse to not see a Carolina Hurricanes game next season.
Lindsay wants to come down and go to a game with us. We also know someone by proxy that's associated with the Hurricanes, so when they visit, we also may go to a game.
Yeah. So like one of the cool things about living in Raleigh is that there is more stuff. There are many more things to do,
Yeah.
many more things to see, many more things to eat, many more things to shop, and then also a hockey. So
There's a hockey.
There is a hockey. So it's kind of exciting because, I mean, for one, everything is different. It's like, oh, you know, you have to like rediscover things, and I think there's some fun in that. It's a little anxiety-inducing, but also I think it's more fun than stressful.
We were up there on Sunday last week, and we found this really cool cafe
This week.
this past Sunday. Yeah.
Still this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was fun. And I think that's the fun part is like, oh man, we're gonna go to a restaurant we've never been to before, and if it's good, we'll be like, oh, we'll have to remember this, and we'll be able to get suggestions because there's quite a few people that live.
Live or lived in Raleigh.
Yeah, they call it the Triangle. It's the Triangle because there's 3 major cities that are all so close to each other that it just kind of forms one large city. And there's been a lot of folks that have commented or tweeted or reached out in some way to say that they live or have lived in the Triangle. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's helpful. It's helpful if people have like recommendations and stuff. I'll probably at some point once we're settled, I'll probably do a vlog that's like, hey, give recommendations for things, and then we'll just have it all there, and then I'll probably reference that a lot. So, Raleigh, which other places? Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill.
And there's a lot of like smaller towns. Like there's Wake Forest, Cary, God, what's north of Durham or something. There's one to the west too, or west of Chapel Hill.
Yeah, but they're just the Triangle. Mm-hmm. Do you need a strategy for the Triangle?
Winston-Salem's way far west. It's like a smaller town, like Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Hillsborough? Maybe Hillsborough. Burlington? Maybe. It's something like that.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone to look.
But it's the same way Myrtle Beach is, right?
Yeah.
Because like in Myrtle Beach, like whenever we say Myrtle Beach, we're not referring to Myrtle Beach the city.
Proper?
We're referring to Myrtle Beach as a.
The Grand Strand.
Well, don't say that yet because that's another thing I have to explain. Myrtle Beach. So when you say Myrtle Beach, you say Myrtle Beach because then people know where you're talking about. If you say Surfside Beach, people are like, what the crap, Surfside? So you have to say Myrtle Beach because that encompasses like a ton of areas.
The whole county and into the next county.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Fossix. The Greater Myrtle Beach area. Basically that. So it's kind of the same situation. You know, where do you live? Raleigh or the Triangle, but it's encompassing like a huge amount
Yeah.
of land. Anyway, it's exciting though. You know, there's gonna be it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to experiencing new things.
Joe says, I lived in Raleigh for 3 years and I still have no clue how to pronounce Fuquay-Varina.
It's Fuquay-Varina. We also
We had to look it up.
Yeah, we were
Fuquay.
we were saying it in different ways, some of which probably weren't very nice, but we found the correct way of saying it. Fuquay-Varina. Yeah, Fuquay-Varina. Anyway, lots of places.
Yeah.
Raleigh, more like Raleigh. Where do you live? Press forward. 3 months from Matt Zap 17.
Good morning, John.
Jonathan.
Welcome to East Coast.
Jonathan, you're not supposed to be here. It's a breakfast stream. You're awake because, yes, you're on East Coast time.
That's still early.
Well, it's actually twofold, right? It's early because he's not used to East Coast time, and then it's early because it would still be early for John. John doesn't normally wake up until like, I believe John wakes up in the PM, generally. John, I'm glad you're here. I hope Emil and Tim are also doing well. I assume they're up too, because I have a hard time believing that it would just be you awake.
John posted photos from some of the stuff they did.
I saw some of the photos from the arcade.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, I am not someone that often experiences FOMO. I experienced FOMO because I was looking at them like,
We actually had plans to go,
yeah.
but
So
then we had to move.
yeah. So actually, little fun fact. Months ago, we had been talking to John and Emil and everybody, and we knew that John was going to be visiting, and we're like, oh, it would be really great for us to get down there and hang out as well, because John hasn't seen Tim and Emil in years. John hasn't also seen us in years, so we were like, oh, it would be really cool to make that happen. And then we moved, or are moving. Oh, we're going on an adventure today, which requires waking up early. My 3 a.m. bedtime makes me regret this. Oof.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I don't think, John, you're not a coffee guy either.
I don't think so.
Ooh. It's a good day to become a coffee guy. You're not supposed to enjoy it. You just ingest it.
It's like medicine.
It's like, it's medicine. Just to be like, this is medicine. And that'd be fine.
Ask your superhero about Tiny Eddie's Bodacious Brittle.
Caffeine. Well, if not caffeine, how about Bodacious Brittle? Would that get things going? With House Bets from Cheese Saves, it says we must treat John to one of Eddie's treats. That word is not used often enough. Bodacious.
It's a very
It's a very 90s.
surfer 90s.
Or maybe even 80s. That's an
Yeah.
80s word. I remember very vividly, I may have spoken of this before, I remember very vividly hearing the word bodacious used in there was a videotape, a VHS tape I had. Yeah, it's used in the Ninja Turtle movies also, which John mentions. I had a VHS tape when I was a child from Crayola, and the VHS tape taught you how to draw stuff or whatever. And there's a section in that tape where they're showing you a new technique, and then they cut to a bunch of kids, and the kids are like, cool, wow, gnarly, rad, bodacious, neat. And I remember, I think that may have been my first time hearing Bodacious and thinking, Bodacious? What is Bodacious?
Same. There was a game, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but I had it on PC, and it was also a Super Nintendo game. It's the one that we bought at Player's Choice, and I was like, oh, I had this on PC, and then...
The art game?
Yeah, it was an art game.
Yeah, the art game? Yeah, it was on Super Nintendo and Genesis and PC.
Yeah, and, like, there was, like, a paper doll thing part of it. It was kind of like Mario Paint.
John knows it's fun and games.
Fun and games, yes.
Yep.
And I had it on PC, and when you would change the clothes, like there was like era clothes, and it would say stuff like that, and it was like wacky, wacky. One of them I think was Bodacious. And
I mean, maybe.
I tried the Super Nintendo one, and it wasn't as comprehensive, I guess. There was less in it than the PC version, and I was sad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you meant the Genesis, and I was like, that's interesting. But yeah,
I
PC,
don't know if I've
PC,
tried those
yeah.
too.
Yeah, I'm sure it was
I was
different.
like, I remember there being different outfits, and there weren't the outfits on the cart.
Yeah. Now, when I think of Bodacious, the thing I think of is Jeff.
Yeah.
Because,
that's his username?
Yeah, our friend Jeff, his username is Bodacious Cowboy. So that's what I think of when I think of Bodacious. But my first time ever hearing that word, I think, was in a Crayola video. Which is weird, I guess.
Do you guys see this perfect cat?
He's an angel. He's sleepy.
He has beans right here. Hey.
Oh, anyway, I didn't finish my story. Yeah, we wanted to go down and see John, and now it's not happening because the timing of everything. But also, that's how quickly. Nah, I'm good. Sometimes I see pictures of your cat. Cat's like in a tree, and I'm like, nah. Then you gotta get the cat out of the tree. No, you enjoy Bagel. Yeah, I was hoping that we'd get a chance to see John, but that's gonna have to wait. But and I'll just do this publicly. John, next time you are in the United States, for
the Southeast Coast.
Yeah, for for maybe like recording purposes, let us know, because by that point,
we'll be settled.
We'll be settled, and we can either come down, or we don't live terribly far away now from the limited run store, so you could come up and see the limited run store. Yeah.
Bagel went out in hurricane level winds yesterday and had a great time. Hi, sorry, I laughed. I woke you up.
Yeah, hurricane level winds are for cats.
Category 3.
And what's the guy that goes out and stands in the winds on the Weather Channel and just it's like, it's windy, and like that's his whole Jim Cantori. Yeah, Jim Cantori and Bagel. That's a good fan art prompt for John's stream. The next time John has a stream is showing off art. Jim Cantori and Bagel on the shoulder. There you go. Free prompt. You're welcome. 21 months from Star Blue Buffet. 4 months from Mr. Gamer 98. We got 300 bits from Tiger. It says, it's wild to me that you'll be moving near where I live, or would be if I weren't moving across the state this summer for med school. Still, my dream of accidentally running into you on the street is now slightly more likely to happen. I've heard a good bit of that lately, because there's been so many folks that live in the Triangle area. They're like, oh man, we might run into each other. And it's totally possible. Totally possible. That does happen. So...
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe. Probably. 300 from Adrian Kell says, here, have a randomly selected clown to wake John up more. John needs it, because John needs to get a little energy.
Yeah.
Today. Especially with no caffeine intake. I mean, you gotta get creative.
Apples.
Actually, yeah, that does work really well. Mm-hmm. Surprisingly well. Just stop by a gas station, pick up an apple, and then you're good to go. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, I'm being serious. Yep. apples for I don't know. I'm sure there's some scientific thing about it, but yeah, if you
about an apple does work really well.
yeah, if you pick up an apple, they give you a jolt of energy. I'm not sure why, but I don't know if we have like any
I think
food
it's the
chemists.
crunch.
Our first snack scientists invented Tiny Eddies like silly sliders.
Just a silly slider. It's from Leaf. I think that John could use a Tiny Eddy original to wake him up. This one is Lake Silly Sliders. I don't think I want a lake slider.
It has a lot of that bacteria, the brain-eating amoeba.
That's what John needs. John, that'll wake you right up. Brain-eating amoeba, wake you right up. And then you'll feel silly. Mallory advocating for the death of Proton John. 22 months from Maya the Siren. The brain pain will help a lot, I feel.
Sorry, Gippy.
The poor cat is like, listen, stop shaking me. Stop shaking me. 300 bits from Kyle Jensen. Speaking of Rayman 3 Game Boy Advance, I remember playing that game as a kid, and it's quite good from what I remember. It plays like the original Rayman, but it has the benefit of having better game and level design. I consider it to be a bit of a diamond in the rough. Oh, that's nice. I haven't played... I actually haven't played any of the Rayman games. The only one I've played is...
Origins?
Yeah, I've played a little bit of Rayman Origins. And then the one, like the first Rabbids game. I've played a little of that. I actually have not played, like, the platformers. Either the 2D or the 3D platforming games. I haven't played them. I want to at some point. Josh Jepson loves one of them. The second one or something? 2 or 3.
You'll never feel the same after you've tried Tiny Eddies Queen's Mini Chocolate Secret.
Secret.
This is from Shy. Tiny Eddie, what snack horrors do you have to jolt John awake this morning? Oh, more things to wake up John. The Queen's Mini Chocolate Secret. I don't like that. The way that is presented is not good.
Secret to the crown.
Here you are. A mini chocolate from the Queen. Oh, this isn't chocolate, is it? No! It's a secret!
For the Jubilee, yeah.
For the Jubilee? How old is she now?
96?
That's very old.
Did she hit her number yet to be the longest reigning monarch? It was like May, I thought, but I might be wrong. It's this year.
Yeah? I know that it's supposed to be
She did,
happening.
okay.
Oh, she did. So she did it. She's like the oldest...
Longest reigning monarch.
Yeah. Good for her. I've been trying to hit that.
I know, you're close.
And I have a ways to go to be...
Oh, second?
She's not there yet. Oh, well, there's still time for me. First I need to become...
Older?
A monarch. Which I think that part's going to be... That might be the hardest thing to do. If I can figure that out. Anyway. Let's see. We got 300 bits from Item Crafting Live. So, Steven, can we get a second cleaner take of you saying wacky like that? You know, for the alert. I don't remember how I said it.
John supports you becoming the longest reigning monarch.
Thank you. Wacky! Was that it? Was that how I said it? I don't remember how I said it now, unfortunately. Wacky is a fun word, too. What an underutilized word.
Fulfill your deepest desires with Tiny Eddie's typical patriotic shout.
Those bits from Sudabite. Being from Newfoundland, John is probably used to a lot of odd cuisines like Jig's dinner, cod tongues, partridge berries, and this, recently co-opted by Eddie, typical patriotic chow.
You
Typical.
keep getting woke up. Put your head
Typical.
back down.
Chaz says, what would Canada's typical patriotic chow be? You take some maple leaves, crunch them up. You mix them with maple syrup. Or just poutine.
And put them on top of poutine.
Put it on top of poutine. Ooh, you could put maple syrup on poutine. That wouldn't be that weird.
It's
you could do it.
Curds, brown gravy, and fries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm aware. I have had poutine. That would not ruin that. That would absolutely not ruin that.
What province was he from that made that for us? Ottawa? Or Ontario?
I don't know. Chaz, where's Kevin from? I don't know. I don't know that Chaz knows. Chaz is gonna be like, I don't know, Canada. Anyway, yeah, we had poutine, but we had to. Why would I know that?
I know it if I.
Because Mallory
thought about it.
Almost knows it, so she just assumes you do know it. I don't know. Listen, Canada. It's Canada. There's one of them. There's a what? How many provinces they got? Like 10, 12, something like that? Roll a die. I don't know. Where were we? 300 bits from War Turtle. It says, apparently if the Queen is still reigning in May 2024, she would take the title of the longest reigning monarch of a sovereign state.
I knew it was May. I thought I had the year right, but I was wrong.
She's got to last 2 more years. 2 more years. Or we just have to keep up the illusion that she is alive. Either one will work.
She has taken a lot of responsibilities and given them to other people.
Well, good. She probably should do as little as possible. John says, wow, he actually guessed the province count right. Is that how many there are?
Yep.
10 provinces, 3 territories. Oh, the territories! Oh, yes, the territories. I'm not, oh, hi, bud. I'm not an expert at Canada. I don't know that I could name them all.
British Columbia.
Oh, you're gonna do if you do it, then I don't get a chance to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
British Columbia.
The one you've been to.
Yes. And the capital of British Columbia is Vancouver. Is that the capital? I don't know. I'm not gonna do cities. That's impossible. Or yeah, British Columbia. British Columbia. I'm not gonna look at the screen because people are gonna be typing stuff. Ontario is one.
Mm-hmm.
Newfoundland.
Mm-hmm.
Prince Edward Isle.
Uh-huh.
That's one. Or PEI. Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
That's half. Manitoba.
Mm-hmm.
I've done way better than I thought I would already. Oh God. Should I just throw in territories?
If you know them.
Northwest Territories one. There are more territories. I don't know what the other ones are called. I'm trying to think of some other provinces. Ontario. I said Ontario. I mean, I got 6 provinces, and that's pretty good.
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
Yukon.
Yukon. Is that a territory?
I think so. And none of it? And like it's
Some of these
Newfoundland. It's Newfoundland Labrador.
Are those 2 different places?
Or
Or is that one province?
I think it's one province together.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, and Quebec.
Oh my God! Yeah. Okay. All right.
One province, 2 pieces of land.
I think if I was held at gunpoint, I could have gotten another 1 or 2, or I would have gotten many less. I'm not sure. Labrador is the second half of Newfoundland. Okay.
And Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I did pretty good.
Better than you thought?
Better than I thought. At some point, the way I came up with Manitoba is I was trying to think of the leathers that what did they call the abbreviations?
The postmark?
Yeah, and I was starting to think, and I was like, well, one of them's MB, and I was like, what is MB? That's Manitoba. Okay, Manitoba.
That's where Kevin's from.
Okay. Yeah. I did pretty good. Getting more than half, that's not bad. Can't believe I forgot Saskatchewan, because it's a fun word. It's
John
a fun
was
word to
excited
say.
you remembered where he was from.
We were just talking about it. It would have been a little sad to be like, I don't remember one of them. Which one's this one? The 50 states are easy. I could do the 50. I actually, I took a quiz recently where it's just the empty U.S. map, and you just have to write in all of the states and put them in the right places, and I did it perfectly, and I was like,
There's
cool.
one where you have to click closest to where the capitals are. So it'll be like Columbia, and then you have to click, and it judges you on how far.
No, can't do that.
I like that one.
No, can't do that. I don't remember. Like when you're in grade school, they make you learn the U.S. capitals. But like, why? You don't need that. You don't need those. You don't have to learn those. Knowing like general geography, I think is good. And certainly, I think, especially in the U.S., like the U.S. is very U.S. centric, where I think a lot of people graduate high school and they cannot fill out any part of a world map. Like they have vague ideas. They're like, that's the UK, and then everything else is kind of like,
See, I feel like my knowledge of the world map was most talked about for school. Like where I learned the most about it was when I took any foreign language. Because it was like we had this exploring languages extracurricular in middle school in 6th grade, and we did a little bit of Swahili, a little bit of German, and some other countries. And it was like, well, this is where this country is. This is where they speak these languages. And when I took French, we had to learn, like, oh, well, they speak it here in Quebec. They speak it in France, and a little bit in Luxembourg, and Belgium, and Switzerland, and then we went through all the countries of Africa where they speak it. So, like, that's where I learned a lot. My French teacher was in the Peace Corps in Cameroon, so she definitely focused a lot on the African side of the French language.
I feel like all of my world geography that I know now has been stuff that I learned after high school.
Yeah.
Because high school education is so U.S. centric, and I think I don't think that that's something that's unique to like my school or South Carolina education. I really feel like that's very much a U.S. thing.
Where my school too, my
like
public Wisconsin school.
You learn a lot about the U.S. That's a great video. That's a very great video. Everyone should click that link and watch that later because it's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of emphasis put on like knowing the U.S., the geography, the history, except the parts they don't want you to remember, and then also, just like general like U.S. knowledge. That's the stuff that they really force on you. And one of the things I think that is weird, having been out of high school and like becoming a little more familiar with like world history and world geography, is that it really feels like there's a huge sense of whether you want to call it patriotism or nationalism when you're in school, and they really focus on like the U.S. is the greatest country in the entire world.
Yeah, that's how a lot of our education is.
And there are other places that you can visit on vacation. That's kind of how education feels. And then you get older and you learn about all these other places, and it's like
there's a lot of
places that are much older than the U.S.
There's a lot of European focus too in American education because of America's involvement with World War I to Cold War.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, learning world geography is I think fascinating, and trying to learn more about other places, and learning that Canada is more than a hat. Now, how much more, I'm not entirely sure, but there is more to it than the hat.
I think
the hat.
I knew like that there were the equivalent of states in Canada growing up. Like even though I lived in Wisconsin, which is very close to Canada, and like when my dad was little, they used to drive up into Canada because you only needed your birth certificate to get in until like 1992 or something.
They just carry their birth certificates with them?
No, they would drive up in the station wagon when my dad was little, take the birth certificates, buy alcohol there because it was cheaper, and come back.
Okay, so they did take their birth certificate. Sorry, this is very funny to me. The idea of going over the border and the Mounties are like, "Oh, hey there, you got the," and they're like, "Oh, I got a birth certificate. Just keep the birth certificate in the glove box." Oh, we're just going over there to get some. Oh, they both. Well, people in Wisconsin and Canada sound the same, so I can't make it sound like they sound different. Anyway, they're just going over to get some alcohol.
But like, the first time I feel like I can remember learning a Canadian province was when I took French.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, the point of the discussion is and I think Renee said it a moment ago, always keep learning.
Yeah.
Always keep learning. I feel like I've learned more about world geography because now that I'm an adult and that I'm interested in world events and news, that I'm reading about things.
Too.
And then traveling too. So like you're reading stuff and you're like, I want to know where that is in relation to this other thing. Mm-hmm. Learning never stops. It doesn't stop just because you finish school. Knowledge is power. All right, where were we? Let's see, 300 bits from Shai, who says, I remember back in 5th grade, every Friday our teacher would split the class into like 3-person teams and give each team a giant world map. He'd then name a random city, and we'd race to find it somewhere in the world. That's cool. That's cool. Like, so the fun part of that is, I mean, first finding out where something is, and then you take that further by learning about that city, because there might be something that sticks out in your brain and be like, oh, this is where this is held. Like, this is the only place on Earth where they do this, or, that sort of stuff is fun. For a while, Mal and I were playing Worldle.
I was really good at Worldle.
Which is Wordle, but with an L.
With an R. Oh, wait, there is an R.
Yeah, L. Worldle. And that was fun. Sometimes, usually what would happen with Wordle is I would just circle a thing. That happened so many times, it pissed me off so much, where I would get something and be like, oh, you're pretty close. I'd be like, cool. And then I would systematically guess every country around the stupid country, and I'd never get it. That happened to me all the time. But I thought that was fun. That was enjoyable. Now, I've never actually played GeoGuessr. I've had a lot of people tell me about that over the years. I've never actually tried it, and that would be fun to try at some point. Mm-hmm. I don't know when I would do that. That could be an interesting stream. 300 from War Turtle says, my mom said that when she was going to school in India, she had to draw the entire world map by hand as part of a class. That would be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, school is not cartography class. It's a little difficult to do that. The U.S. is fairly easy to draw.
Yeah.
But if you're drawing an entire...
that's because you're from here.
Well, I just mean like the outside shape. The outside shape of the U.S. is pretty straightforward. Because you got Florida as a dingle, little dingle dongle, and then you got up at Maine, you got a little dingle dongle, and then otherwise it's pretty straightforward. But if you're drawing the entire world, that's hard. There's a lot to it. It's spiritual. It's a very distinct general shape. The inside, when you get to the inside, that's a little harder.
Is it the XKCD comic where it's like the U.S. redesigned by graphic designers? And it was like, why aren't these aligned here?
I have not seen that, but I bet I would enjoy that immensely. Yeah, the shape of the states is weird, and like if you're not from the U.S., you can't do it. It's going to be very difficult, and if you're from the U.S., you're going to get a lot of them wrong. Some of our states are perfect lines.
Colorado, Wyoming,
Utah.
Yeah.
One half of New Mexico, Arizona.
Parts of Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, so like we've got some of our states are like, and the other ones are like, and then also, and this is a fun little fact, where the state is changes, and that's something that people don't think about. But then if you zoom way in, where the state lines are for certain states changes, which creates terrible, terrible problems for people that live in that zone.
Even states that have been around, like the colonies,
Hundreds of years.
like they change their borders sometimes. Like,
yeah.
Like the border, like near our county between us and the North Carolina county on the other side of the state line, in 2007 or so or 8, that
they
got
changed it.
and like some people got switched states because they
Imagine that you're living in your South Carolina house and you've been there for 25 years.
and
then
the
one
border
day
has been there from like 1776.
And one day they knock on your door and they'd be like, "Hey, you live in North Carolina now, so you need to start paying North Carolina taxes, and you need to
switch your driver's license and your insurance."
And like that's a thing that happens. That's a thing that happened here, but also I know for a fact that happens in other places too.
Yeah.
So if you ever choose to live on the border of a state, just know that that's always something that can like kind of happen, where someone will knock on your door and be like, "You don't live in the state anymore." Be like, "Oh, okay, cool."
You have to change your voting.
Everything changes, yeah. And there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Because like you can't change your stuff. MCL Blue says, "Wait, you need to switch your driver's license?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anyone's not from the states, you may not know this, but like you get a driver's license not from the country but from the state.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you change states, if you start living in a different state,
Like we will be doing shortly.
you have to change your license.
Driver's license, health insurance, dental,
Yeah.
car insurance,
Yeah.
your voting changes,
Yeah.
your plates on your car, the car registration, where you pay taxes.
Fantonic says, "What is the reason for changing borders, though?" So my assumption is that it's basically a very petty thing of, oh, we've looked at the mapping data, and as it turns out,
We marked it wrong.
we marked it wrong. And it might be those things, it might be a situation where it's barely wrong, but it is enough to affect certain people
Yeah,
that are
50
living,
people.
living close to the thing.
It can be changing lines like rivers, because some states' borders are rivers.
Yep, and if the river
moves-
changes,
Mhm.
yep. There's articles, like the news outlets have done articles, like interviewing some of the people that it's changed. So you can, I don't know what you'd Google, state line changing people. It's like fascinating, but also that would suck.
Yeah.
That would like really suck. Oh yeah, we should run beans. Beans. Do. As a reminder, beans are fresh.
Fresh beans.
They're fresh beans. As of the June 1st vlog releasing on Tuesday, fresh beans.
Fresh beans.
Fresh beans. Sorry, a little tiny burp. Little tiny burp. Fantonic says, "Wow, the U.S. is wild. I didn't know any of this." Yeah, I think the if you want to change U.S. states, your entire life gets uprooted. Thing is probably the biggest thing for folks, because if you live somewhere, you are a resident of that state, so you have all of your stuff tied to that state. And the other thing, this is a fun thing. This is such a fun thing. Let's say you have residency in state A, but you go to state B and you need medical attention, but it's not necessarily an emergency. It's just, I should probably go to the doctor. There's a high probability that your insurance from state A will not cover your medical procedure because you went to state B.
And it was not an emergency.
Now, if it is an emergency, generally it's covered. Like if you're in a car wreck.
You may have to fight it.
But you still may have to fight it. If you're in like a car wreck, then they'll probably cover it. But if it's something that's like, I'm sick, they'll be like, well, why didn't you go back to state A? Be like, because I'm in state B. It's like, we don't care. Anyway, so that's fun. That's fun.
I was going to say, there's things in different states that you don't always know about or is different from your own state that you have to do in your new state. So in South Carolina, we do not have car, not exams, emissions testing and stuff like that. inspections.
Yeah.
North Carolina does, so it's something we're going to have to start doing, is have our car inspected annually, I think.
Yeah.
And then, like, Wisconsin adopted that after I moved out. So even if you take your car out of state and you're there for a while, like in the case of my dad and stepmom going to Florida for the winter and becoming snowbirds, they're still Wisconsin residents, and their vehicle that was in Florida that they leave in Florida to drive when they fly in, like, that needed an inspection in Wisconsin to keep Wisconsin registration. And it's
Yep.
in Florida. And Florida doesn't have that, so... Or if they do, it doesn't count or something.
The inspection talk is wild because there are folks that are impressed that inspections exist, and then impressed that some states don't have to do inspections. So it's like two different sides of the aisle point to be like, what? You have to do this thing? Or you don't have to do this thing?
They did, Thomas.
It's great. We got 300 bits from Titanic Lover who says, "Hey Stephen and Mal, would you ever come visit Vancouver, British Columbia again one day? I watched your vlogs when you came here in 2018, and you guys seemed like you enjoyed your time there." I mean, it's certainly a possibility. That was our only time in Canada.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Vancouver, but...
I want to go back to Canada and just see more of what there is. I'd love to drive, just because it would be fun to drive in Canada.
Drive Route 1.
Yeah, just drive around. I think that'd be fun. I'd love to go visit John. I don't know if John is still here. Probably not. Probably everyone else is up and moving.
They probably had to go to whatever it is they're doing today.
But I'd love to do that at some point. And we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see when that happens. Like, obviously, I actually had someone ask me the other day. They're like, what other traveling do you have planned for this year? Because normally you guys are traveling a lot. And I'm like, with moving, like, basically nothing.
Yeah.
This is eating up a lot of time.
The wedding. Yeah, Vagabond's right.
The wedding is true. Carly's getting married late this year, and we will be in Wisconsin for that.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. The same place. But other than that, like, probably not anything. But, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But probably not Canada this year. But I do want to get there. I want to drive there.
You want to drive to it?
Yeah.
Or just in it?
I want to drive to it. Is that too long?
I'd like to drive up
I want to drive up to Niagara.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Drive up to Niagara
and go to what?
Then,
Toronto or Ottawa?
And then, drive all the way across the country and drive all the way back. It took us, a week to get across the U.S.?
Yeah.
So it would take at least a week to get across. That's a long trip. It's like 3 weeks. It's a long time. Yeah. I'm sure, and here's the thing. I'm sure Canada also has something that feels like West Texas. Because West Texas sucks. West Texas is just hours of nothing. I'm sure there is a Canadian equivalent while you're driving.
Northern Ontario.
And that would just be... Hi, Disemil, John Smells. Now, is that John? It says Proton John, but then it says John Smells.
It doesn't seem like a John thing to say.
Well, maybe. I don't know. How often does John stand up loudly in the restaurant and say, "I am John and I smell"? Because I've seen him do that before. We went to the Applebee's and he stood on the table. And, that was a little weird. But, it's not, I guess it's not. He's talking about another John. I have a friend named John and he smells. 30 bits from K-Bree says, "Yep, annual inspections, and not every North Carolina county requires emissions testing." That's interesting. Interesting. John says,
We'll have to check.
John says he did that while I was in the bathroom. I was just John, you were in the bathroom. I just mentioned about we were talking about Canada, and how the only time we've been to Canada was when we did Make-A-Wish and went to Vancouver. But at some point, I'd like to get up to see other parts of Canada, including you, where you live. I'm just gonna invite myself. Just where do you live, John? That's where I'm driving to. That's where I'm gonna come see. I would like to.
Honestly,
I would genuinely like to.
I had a dream last night that
other parts of Canada.
Reese was with John in Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it was like, oh, Reese is gonna come stay with Steven and Mal. And I was like, that's kind of strange, but that's great. Okay, cool.
Reese can help us pack. Perfect. Yeah, God, I'm not gonna remember it now. It's you saying that reminded me that I had a series of wild dreams in the last like 2 nights. One of them was last night, and it involved John and Emil and Tim, and it's so
because
faint.
we have FOMO of not being there.
No, it is. It absolutely is. It absolutely is, because I saw the photos that John had posted, and I saw them like right before bed, and I dreamt about them, and it was something about doing karaoke again. And everything else is really fuzzy. The other dream actually I had is very vivid, and I had a dream. Let me make sure this game doesn't exist, because it certainly doesn't. It certainly. Hold on. Space Invaders 3.
John says we were talking about karaoke yesterday.
Well, I guess in my dream it was like, wanted to come down and do karaoke again. Okay, so this game does not exist. Of course it doesn't. Okay, so I had a dream, this was 2 nights ago, that it was me and a few other people. We were watching like old commercials, and there was an old commercial for Space Invaders 3. So there's a game. It's not a real game. I had to check because I was like, does this game exist? It doesn't exist. So we were watching this old commercial for Space Invaders 3, and I was like, oh yeah, Space Invaders 3. It's like, it's so cool how they did this, where they released Space Invaders 3 the first time that they talked about it. So it's this commercial where the people on the commercial were like, we are announcing a game today, a game that people need right now in their lives, and that is Space Invaders 3. And we're not waiting. It's out today. And like, in the dream, I was talking to these other people as we were watching this commercial. I was like, it really like uprooted the industry for them to just, they announced this game but release it the same day. So like, you watch it on television, and it's like people were going out in droves out to the stores to buy the game because they're like, oh my god, it was on the TV, and then they just got in the car and went and got it. The first shadow drop on Nintendo Direct. Basically that. It was basically that. So, it was a very, very vivid dream. I don't normally have dreams
so where
that
is this
like,
going with TRG?
No, that's unrelated.
Oh.
That was a different dream. That was the Space Invaders was 2 days ago, and then last night was the dream where I guess we drove down and it was like, you guys want to go back to the arcade and we'll do karaoke now? Anyway, I am super bummed.
Yeah.
I'm very, very bummed that the timing of everything happened like it did. I'm actually pretty mad about it because I was really looking forward to seeing John and Emil and Tim again. But we'll just have to wait. So at some point. 3 Bits from Shy says, no, you thought he was saying John, but he was really saying John with an H. John and John get mixed up all the time, but only John is the real John. John is just a pretend John. I hate pretend John. I prefer my Johns to be 100% real. Very real. John says, I'll likely be back in 4 months.
Extra Life.
Yeah, so I'm like, that timing might not be good. Or it might be great. Or it might be great. We'll see. We'll see. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Regardless, I hope that we get to see you. As it has been, it's been years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been years. Oh, Suited by Trite. At least we do have Cardboard John.
Where is Cardboard John?
Where is Cardboard John?
Cardboard John was on the guest bed until my dad and Rhonda visited. Where did we put Cardboard John?
We probably threw him in the closet.
Under the bed?
Oh, I
Is he
bet he's
under
under
the
the
guest
bed.
bed?
Yeah. Yeah, looking for
We'll find him
critters.
when we pack. We're starting that.
Yeah, we'll get him. We'll get him. We have him.
Yeah.
We have. He's safe. Did we cut him in half?
We did. Because we had to fold him.
Like at the torso? Across the torso?
I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway. We didn't lose him.
He's
John.
in the house.
He's in the house. That is something I say so much when we're trying to find something and I'm like, we didn't lose it, Mal. It's in the house. Just because we can't find it and we definitely won't find it until we move, it doesn't mean anything. At least we know it's
Right
here.
now, we have like no scissors except our kitchen shears.
and a
Oh, an
box
exactable,
cutter.
yeah.
A box cutter. We've been cutting things with a box cutter that you shouldn't really use a box cutter for, and I'm really worried we're gonna like chop our fingers off. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the house that sometimes we don't know where it is, and you know what? We'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll find it. There's also stuff that as we pack up, we're going to be like, oh my god, we probably don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
And we'll try and get rid of it before we move, so then we have less stuff to take. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and wrap up for today. Things that are happening today. What is it, Thursday? Oh, let me take a moment to let you know, if you missed it, that we did do a stream of the new Mario Strikers game, Mario Strikers Battle League for the Switch. Nintendo had sent over a copy, which was very nice of them. We got a chance to play it. That stream, if you want to watch the whole stream, is out on StephenVOD now. And then also, Emmy did a highlights of that, which is on Stephen Plays. And then also, Mal and I faced off in a match, and that has also been uploaded separately to Stephen Plays. So if you just want the highlights, you can watch the highlights in our match. And if you want to watch the whole thing, VOD is on the VOD channel. Tomorrow night, we will be doing a stream, because we're still here.
Yeah.
So we will be jumping back into Pokemon. So the return of Pokemon tomorrow night.
If you missed our vlog with the house tour.
Yeah, if you missed that, that's the June 1st vlog. Check that out.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
It shows the house tour. There will be a new vlog. I have a vlog scheduled for today at 3. I know folks are excited to see April Mail. Not yet, but soon. There's a new vlog today at 3, a new vlog tomorrow at 3. The vlog tomorrow at 3 is a little wild. It might be the most risque vlog I've ever made.
Oh, that one.
I think.
I have 20% off in my store right now too. Thanks, Renee.
Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah, until June 17th.
That's tomorrow.
June 17th. Oh, this is tomorrow. Okay, yeah. If you're looking at picking up something from Mal's store, malmerch.com, 20% off.
Yeah.
So take a look. Risque. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. I don't want to spoil it, but it's one of the wildest thumbnails I've ever made, and it's probably one of the wildest topics I've ever had. It's still fairly it's still fairly family friendly.
Fairly, yeah.
Fairly. I think it's fun, but it's you'll see. Thomas. And then what else?
That's it.
I think it's it.
Yeah.
I think it's it. I don't think YouTube's gonna be mad. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Chaz says, I remember the "is this a good idea or a bad idea" conversation. I did. I asked Chaz. I was like, "Now, is this a vlog? Should I make this a vlog? Should I not make this a vlog?" And he was like, I think you can make that a vlog. And I was like, okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We don't...
No, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow at 3.
That's it?
And that's it. You've said that's it about 10
I know.
times. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, thanks for watching. And check that stuff out. And we'll see you
Tomorrow for
tomorrow
Pokemon.
night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Pokemon. Just trying to think of where we were in Pokemon. Oh, we're about to go through... We're going to catch Articuno tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep. Articuno tomorrow! Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. Do we have enough balls? Oh, God. Do we? I don't know that we...
We'll check.
Oh, we'll find out tomorrow.